I think we're up. Good. Hello, welcome to Game Week 24, a new edition of FFM Live. This is a little bit hurried. We've got, 11 minutes until the deadline for Game Week 24. So I want to get straight into it and really dive into some of your teams. So if you want to get involved, you need to tweet the hashtag FFM Live with a screenshot of your team, as a few of you have already done. So let me just skip over to that. Also, guys, if you want to just chat, there is a live chat available next to this live stream, or there should be. As I say, we've only got, 11 minutes, so I'm going to try and be as quick as I can getting through some of these teams. All right, to kick things off, Sves's team, he's already pretty happy by the looks of things, but wants to decide on the goalkeeper in the last few minutes. So he's got between Hennessy and Adrian. Obviously, Adrian is probably the safe shout just because Villa, just no attacking threat whatsoever. Ugh. So yeah, careful. I'm hoping for Villa to win, of course, but Adrian should be the one that does the business. Well, I just want to double check something that the stream is working. Good. Okay, so yeah, this is the live stream going on. You can join in the chat if you want. And as I say, forgive me for rushing a little bit. We've only got 10 minutes until the deadline. So try and get through some of the teams quickfire mode if I can. I'll also show my team as well in a second. But I think this team actually shows something that's going to be, it's going to happen quite a lot tonight, I'm guessing. Aguero captain. Now, I'm going a different route for my captain, which I'll get to in a second. But otherwise, this team does look pretty decent. So, Sves, I would be pretty happy if I were you. Willian, the major doubt. Maybe bringing in... actually, that's pretty... Yeah. If Willian is going to play, then that's probably the right choice, looking at your bench. So, yeah, you should be happy with that. All right, so... It looks like Vintage can't make it. Playing myself. Whatever you're doing to get through the evening is fine. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I think there are a few others. As I say, tweet your team with the hashtag FFM Live, and I'll try to feature your team in the 9 minutes we got left. So, Padful. I know Pad said he won't be available on the stream in the chat this evening, but he is doing okay the last I checked. So it is well worth taking a look at his team. And again, Aguero captain is the obvious shout. I did do a poll on my Twitter as well, asking if I should captain anyone else aside from Aguero. And it was pretty unanimous. I think, 80-90% of you were going for Aguero. For me, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk not captaining Aguero, but I'll get to my team in a second and show you why. If you saw my video yesterday, you already know who I've got as captain. But yeah, I'll get to that in a sec. But otherwise, it looks like Pad's got a very strong lineup. Payet in there, Ali Mahrez as well. Is Mahrez due to come back into form? We were kind of talking about this last week. So, yeah, it looks like Mahrez, I reckon he'll come back. He's got the talent anyway. He's, for me, one of the best players in the league, or he was for a long time. Obviously, at the start of the season, just on fire. It came out of nowhere almost. And I think it's just a case of him resting up a little bit. I think they have had quite a long break, Leicester. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they should be well rested. And Mahrez has got the talent to come back to form. And otherwise, front line of Igalo, Lukaku. Pretty envious of that, if I'm honest. I haven't got Lukaku or Igalo in my team, which we'll get to in a second. But the keeper choice, tough one. I guess that's why you're debating that one. I'd gamble if back Leicester would be my shout, but kind of, I don't know. It's maybe one to discuss in the comments. For me, I would go Schmeichel, just be a gamble, try and double up on the Leicester, try and keep the clean sheet. But yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, United have been pretty poor as well in terms of scoring. So yeah, I can't make a decision for you on that one, Pad. Sorry, but I know there might be some nice, helpful comments in the chat. Which, if I get that out of the way, I can actually see this. Okay, cool. So it looks like everything's working. So that's a good start. And we've only got 6 minutes left. So if I can get to another team, I think I'll go to Steve's team. Actually, he did tweet me earlier. Steve is actually quite well known in the FPL community, over on Twitter at least. You may have seen him with his complaints to the FPL or to the Premier League about a decision earlier on in the season. But yeah, you can go and follow him at Fuzzy Warbles, and ask him about his team. But it looks like, he was going to go. He wasn't sure exactly who to bench from that midfield. Very strong. I mean, he's got the 5 there. Pretty much everyone wants this 5, I would say. The Payet, Sanchez, Ali, Mahrez, and Özil. And the one that drops to the bench for Steve is Özil. Now, I would have gone Igalo, just on the basis that Chelsea, yes, they are terrible at this season, but they have the strongest defence. And, well, out of the teams that those 5 are playing against, I mean, tripling up on Arsenal might be risky, but for me, I've just benched Igalo. That was the only slight tweak I could make to that team. I mean, as I did say on Twitter as well, it is a very good dilemma to have. If you've got multiple players that you know are going to play well, then yeah, it's a luxury almost. So either way, you're probably going to be happy with the lineup you start with. But then obviously after the end of the games, you might then change your mind and write a complaint if needs be. But I mean, whichever way you go, I think you'll make the right call. Again, captain choice, Aguero. Interestingly, actually here, looking back at the last team we looked at, Butland doesn't start. You've got Hennessy instead. I've got Hennessy in my team as well. I think that is the safer shout. Would Schmeichel be better from the other team? It's a risk, but we'll see. But otherwise, I mean, very strong team. Steve, good luck for the game week. And thanks a lot for getting involved as well. You say you're just tuning in, but I don't know if you want to get involved on the chat and just explain your thought process why you benched Özil over Igalo. It'll be interesting to hear. I think we've got a few more teams to look at, which is really good, guys. Let me just get through some of these. Very quick one as well. I wanted to highlight a new website that I've been told about. I've actually given it a try as well. This is FPL Wiz. It's just a new site that basically tries to figure out the optimal squad, if that's even a thing. I'm not sure what the algorithms are they use, but it seems to make sense. I think they suggested I took out Willian for Özil, and I overrode that and went for Sanchez instead. That was just my shout. But I wanted to give them a mention anyway because the site looks pretty nice and it seems to make sense as well. So that's just a little plug for you. I don't know if this is your team. I'm guessing so. But yeah, the suggested lineup there. Interestingly, they've said go for Payet captain. Now, honestly, with Villa being so poor, then yeah, that might be the right shout. We'll see. I mean, the interesting one about this team actually is it doesn't have Aguero in it. So that probably makes the decision to captain Payet a bit easier. Obviously, Aguero is so popular this week. But I'm not going for him myself. But anyway, let's get to a couple more teams. We've got 2 minutes, so hopefully I can help. But if I can't help, then sorry. Callum, yes, going for Payet as well. So you might have been teaming up there with FPL Wiz. Probably a safe choice. Interesting, you've got the same front three. No Aguero. Might come back to haunt you. Probably will, to be honest. But we'll see. Okay, Joe as well. Thanks a lot for tweeting me. Again, we'll try and carry on the conversation after the deadline passes. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts about your team or having it featured, We've only got 2 minutes before the deadline, so I'll try and be as quick as I can. Wildcard active, interesting. So who are you going for? Aguero, captain, pretty standard. Sanchez, I like to see in there because that's who I've got. Firmino as well. I mean, he's on fire at the moment, so well worth a shout. Johnson, interestingly, bringing him in. Maybe there's a defender you could have brought in instead. I mean, I've got Baines, so I'm really happy with that. I don't really know if Stoke's fixtures coming up might be tasty, so that explains that. But otherwise, looks pretty solid to me, so good luck. And I think I might be able to sneak in one more. Yannick, 1 minute to go. Aguero, captain, pretty standard. Yeah, and you've got Sigurdsson, nice. Now, with this last minute, I want to just show my team, because this is my stream, so I get to choose exactly who is featured. So here is my lineup. I've made some last minute tweaks to whatever it was I tweeted earlier. Tweeted a screenshot with Aguero captain, but this is what I'm going with. Yeah, no more changes, right? I mean, if you want to suggest something, you've got no time to do it. That's it. The deadline's closed. But I'm going for Sanchez for my captain this week. It's a coin flip between Sanchez and Aguero. I mean, Aguero is probably the best player to pick, but all I need is Sanchez to outscore him. And the way Sanchez came back was in FA Cup action. I didn't actually see him play, but by all accounts, he did play very well. And we know how explosive he can be as well. He can bring up monster points when he's on form. So for me, all I need, as I said, I need him to outscore Aguero, and it's very possible that he will. I mean, if Sanchez 10, whatever, then I'm happy because that means I've got the most points I can. So that's my thinking anyway, going for Sanchez. We'll see if that pays off. Now the deadline has passed. But yeah, no feedback by the looks of things on my team, so I'm happy for that. The bench, I dropped Austin down. That could come back to haunt me. After the inspired decision, I must say, to bring him in last week or last weekend before, and he managed to get 8 points coming off the bench. Was it 12 minutes? And he got 8 points. I mean, justified the points hit as well by bringing me in those points. So I was pretty happy with that last week. And now he's done his job. He's back out. So I'm happy with Austin on the bench. I mean, yeah, it was actually between him and Ayew for me. Ayew I had benched last week when he scored against Everton. So yeah, I can go back and just have a look at my team last week. So yeah, this is obviously why. Oh no, I can't. Brilliant. All right, so that's proof that it's live. But yeah, my team last week did have Ayew first sub, and everyone else started. I went Barkley captain. Didn't work out. And Ayew scored, 13 points. So, yeah. Anyway, right. Well, now the FPL site is updating, so I can't really go into any more of my team, at least, or my league. I wanted to. Sorry I didn't come on the stream until later on today, but I did want to go in depth onto my league, show you who's at the top. Maybe if we can stick around, then I might be able to show you the updated league, show you the decisions made by those top players. It's always quite interesting actually to see who those people have captained or who they've taken out. The big talking point obviously was KDB and who to replace him with. So we'll see what people have done there. But let me just see if there's anyone else. So yeah, sorry Matthew. Thanks for your tweet, but it's now past the deadline, so I won't be able to suggest any changes that you can actually put in. But yeah, interesting going Payet captain. I think that'll be fine. Me being a Villa fan, I want Villa to win. We need it. We're desperate, and realistically, Payet's going to do well. So yeah, makes sense. You've got Aguero there. So again, all you need is Payet to outscore Aguero and you'll be happy. And I think there's a good chance that Payet will. Not saying Aguero won't score a lot of points tonight. Is it tonight or tomorrow? Tonight, isn't it? But yeah, so yeah, all we need is those players. Oh God, that doesn't look good. All right, so don't go on FPL right now. But yeah, obviously, as I said, all you need is those players to outscore, well, pay A to outscore Aguero, and you'll be happy. Right, let me go to my home feed and see if there's any team news in as well. This is actually the first live stream I've done in a while that coincides with the deadline, and then that means that we now get to look at the lineups. So thankfully, there's a few people that are actually interestingly, I can talk about Andre's team. We'll get to that. But yeah, there's a lot of people that tweet out all the team news, and I really appreciate all of that because it just makes you know what you're dealing with, and we can be pretty happy. So Payet starts, good. Antonio starts for me, that's good. Payet obviously for everyone else who's captained him, good luck. Looks like he's starting, so that's good. Now, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his name. I still haven't heard it being spoken yet in commentary, so I'm not sure the right way to pronounce it. But this young kid from Man City who had scored a hat-trick, didn't he? Against Villa, yeah. He's starting as well, and Aguero by the looks of things. So that could be interesting to see that dynamic, how that could help Aguero. Would it not help him? Interesting one. Maybe for my team, I'm hoping that Aguero doesn't do as well as he could. Or maybe it just means that City are going all-out attack and they could really punish Sunderland tonight. That's it. It's got the makings of a rout by the sounds of it, so watch out for that game. Interesting. Firmino starts up front for Liverpool. I mean, yeah, he's been playing so far forward as well. So, yeah, it is worth bringing him in, especially because he's a midfielder. I mean, for me, Sanchez was the one I could afford, and it just made sense for me to bring in Sanchez over Firmino. But again, that could come back to haunt me as well. Kolarov benched for City, interesting. Padful showing off his Ultimate FPL team. Now, I've never played Ultimate FPL. I don't know where you'd even start. I don't know the rules. I've not looked it up. But good luck with that team. Aguero captain. Seems to make sense. Anyway, seeing if there's any other team news. No Austin in the squad. Thanks, FPL Things, for that update. I was right to bench him. So, yeah, happy with that. Silva Torre as well. Took out Torre a while ago. Still in there, but not really firing, is he? Let's have a look, see if there's more team news. So Mahrez starts. I think everyone's happy with that, who's got him. Vardy as well. One I nearly brought in instead of Austin, I'll be honest. I won't regret it too much if he scores tonight. Obviously, it'll be a bit of an annoying one. But potentially down the line, Austin out for Vardy is the one move I'm looking at for the weekend. We'll see how tonight's games go. But yeah, if Austin's been dropped, then that means he shouldn't really feature in your FPL plans, I don't think. Let's just get to a few others. So yeah, Villa lineup. I mean, looking at this, it's just, where are the goals coming from? Where's the defensive solidarity there? Lescott Richards. It's sad. It's sad times being a Villa fan, just seeing the struggle we're going through. I mean, obviously, I'm hoping that we can pull a result out. Jordan Ayew has looked decent enough, but is he strong enough? Gabby, been disappointing again. But hopefully Villa can turn things around for me anyway. But maybe less said about that, the better. And the Spurs team, Kane starts. So yeah, pretty much nailed on. I'm happy with that. He's in my team. And also Ali starts as well. Pretty much nailed on, it looks like. And his form away from home has been absolutely unreal. So happy to see Ali in there. And I mean, yeah, I've heard this thing about Norwich having a sickness bug or something going around the squad. So I don't know how much that's impacted their plans for tonight or even the odds or anything like that. But expect Spurs to do pretty well on the back of that news, at least, if there's any truth in it. I was so close to captaining Kane as well, but that doesn't matter. Looking at the chat, so yeah, feel free, guys, if you want to ask me anything, or doesn't even have to be fantasy football related, it's fine. I'm here for maybe the next 10 minutes or so. So this one question, Mahrez or Vardy, I would go Mahrez. And maybe Vardy next week. Anyway, Arsenal lineup. Thanks to Fantasy Footy Updates for retweeting that. I don't actually follow Arsenal. Why would I? Giroud starts, Özil starts, Alexis starts. Good. And yeah, that's really interesting actually. Southampton lineup, no Austin. So even if I did start him, he wouldn't have even featured. So he's first sub for me. See if they've updated it yet. No, not yet. But yeah, Ward-Prowse actually, I don't know if it's worth talking about him for Southampton. He's come back. Obviously, what was it? He scored 2 the other week. Could be a nice transfer later on in the season. See how his form continues. Obviously, they've got Arsenal away now, so it's pretty tough. But after that, might be worth a shout. Let me see if that's... I think that's all of the lineups from what I can see. So no big news to come out of that, all the lineups. So pretty much as expected, no injuries for my team at least, so I'm happy with that. Just have a look at Andre's team. This is a really good guy to follow if you want kind of funky graphics with your FPL experience, then go have a look at him as well. He's going for Captain Aguero, pretty standard. He's got Mahrez in there, nice. Eriksen, I like Christian Eriksen. Creswell and Payet probably going to do well tonight. Ugh. But anyway, yeah, looking at the comments, I can see Adam's triple captain Sanchez. So yeah, very good luck for you because I've got captain Alexis as well. So if you do well, that means I do well. So happy days, good luck. Let me just catch up, see if there's any more news to be aware of. Looks like just repeats of the team news. Yeah, Sunderland team. I mean, Van Aanholt, he's been on absolute fire lately. He's got, what was it, 4 in 4? Something stupid. No one's really talked about bringing him in. Like, everyone's seen him score loads of points, but no, I haven't seen many teams with Van Aanholt in there. I mean, if he continues that run against Man City, then yeah, why not bring him in? But it's going to be a tough one tonight, right? One to keep an eye on. All right, I think that's it for team news, from what I can see anyway. I don't know if there's any doubts or any observations that I've missed, then feel free to jump in the chat and let us know as well. Let me just go back to the site and see if we can have a look at the FFM League. Still not yet. That's annoying. I'm not sure how long it takes actually on average. But it's going to take a while to update. So, all right, I think that's going to be it for this live stream anyway. Thanks a lot for joining in. Hopefully I managed to showcase enough of your teams to kind of justify joining in. But yeah, thanks a lot. And I will be on Twitter as well throughout the evening. So if you want to get me, it's at FFM_Joe, or you can tweet the hashtag FFM Live. And I can then use the tweet in future live streams or in my review video, which should be up after Wednesday's games. Thanks a lot for joining in, and good luck for the game week. And I'll also now switch off the live stream.